Go ahead.
Nice, Ryan.
The professional selling final. I'm sure that's attainable.
All right, so I'm going to be showing you Qualtrics, which is an online tool for conducting primary research through surveys. Let me get logged in real fast.
Would you teach us how to create the account first?
I've already created one, so I don't know.
But
Does anyone have to do a survey or anything for another class, and we can create an account for them?
so where is there's a free account, right? You can click it, go to that.
All right. Okay, so you can go and set up an academic account.
So it's free to every student in this college, right? So you can do this for free.
Free is my favorite Friday.
Okay, so you'll just enter in university, then go through, enter in your first, last name, email, and then do a password, and you can get started. And that's how you can create your own account. What I'm going to do is log into my own
Let's do that.
and kind of show you.
You might have to add EDU. Oh, yeah.
Oh, thanks.
So is this one of the options for our final project? Like
Yeah, we already decided. 2 groups are doing this. 2 groups.
It's either Qualtrics, JMP.
Carter,
or-
JMP, and marketing engineer. We have 3 options.
Okay.
Okay, so this is Qualtrics. So if you have to create a survey for a class just to find out some data, there's different ways you can go about it. If you don't know how you're going to start or what questions to use, it has a library tab, and you can look up different surveys that are in the library. Let me see. Oh. I don't know why it's not pulling up. That's weird. There we go. All right, so there will be different surveys that will be listed that you can view to kind of get an idea of what you want your survey to look like if you have no idea where to start from. So you can kind of go through and just look at different ones. It'll also have different questions to look for. So say if you were wanting to do one on like preference of brands, you could go down and find preference scales and just click on this, and it'll give you an example of a question just to kind of help you out if you have problems wording a question on your own. So the library functions pretty good if you're a new user and you have no idea what to do. So right now I'll just show you how to create a new survey. So that top tab, you just click Create Survey. And you can create from a copy, which is a copy of a survey you've already built yourself. You can look through the survey library to do one of the templates that are already on there, or you can do the quick survey builder, which is what I'm going to show you how to do today. All right, so you'll click on that, and we'll just create a name. I'm going to do example. You can choose a folder for it to go to, or you can leave it blank. It doesn't matter. And just click Create Survey. All right, so this is just going to pop up the Create a New Item, and this will bring up your first question that you can ask. So say you want to start off doing a quick demographic question. You just click right here to write the question. So we can start off with, what is your gender?
But it's not that different from the Google form you learned. More advanced.
All right, now the cool thing about this is it'll pick up different keywords from your question. So when I click down off of this, it noticed that I put gender in there already, and so it's automatically going to put up male or female. So if you have a lot of keywords that are used a lot, then it'll automatically do this for you. Say you wanted to change the question and add a third option, you could. For this one, probably wouldn't, but you just click right here on the number of choices, and it can add a third one, and then you can just take it away by doing the minus. If whatever the automatic choice populates, if you do not like that one, you can click on this down arrow and change it from here. But this one's pretty straightforward, so we're going to leave it alone as male and female. All right, so that's just how you do your first question. If we want to add another question, just click the create a new item as well. So let's say you're trying to find out information over a target market. You can say a question like, did you attend college? All right. So once again, it automatically put yes or no. And if you want to go further into this, you can add another question that says, which college did you attend? All right. So from getting away from the multiple choice questions, what we're going to do now is go through the different ones that you can use. For this question, you want to do a text entry where it allows the surveyants to actually fill in their answers. So we'll click on that one. You can adjust the bar for however wide you want it to be. And so if the respondent chooses no on question 2, and you don't really want them to answer the third question, because if they said no, they didn't have one. So one thing that you can do is just click on this little settings button, and you can add display logic. And so what this is going to do is for did you attend college, you'll select that question. If it was answered yes, and it was selected, then you hit save. So this third question is only going to show up for people who chose yes to the second question. So if they choose no, it'll just skip it and move on. All right. So create another question. And I'll kind of go over the different types of questions that you can use, and we'll do the more popular ones. So the descriptive text is really just like a header. So if you want to say some kind of title going on to the next section, you can put it in there. It's not really a question. You can do the multiple choice like I've showed you before, and every time you hover over one of these, it'll give you an example of that kind of question. And if you hit the drop down arrow, you can do different ones just to get an idea. If you want to incorporate like pictures like that, you can change the different types of multiple choice questions. So a matrix table, that's something more like a Likert scale. So if you wanted to do that, we could create one. Right here, it shows Likert single answers, different text ones where they can enter it in. So if you're wanting to do like preference, or if you're wanting someone to rate like a quality of an attribute for a brand, you could definitely use the matrix table. The text entry we already showed you, where you just fill in your answer. You can do a slider, so on a scale from 1 to 100, how would you rate this attribute for a brand? See, they have the ranking in order of preference, so which brand would you prefer the most? You can either, just click and drag each brand just to put them in order. And those are really the more popular ones. There's some other ones in here. I haven't personally used them, but for basic surveys, those would be the main 4 that you'll use right there. So, all right. So anytime you want to work on a question, like if you want to go back and edit it, just click on that question, and this will pop up over here to the right. If you don't like the look and feel to it, like on this one, you can put your answers as a single answer, where they can just click yes or no. You can change it to where they have multiple answers. You can change the positioning to where it makes it vertical or horizontal. And then if you want a question to where they have to be forced to respond to it, you can just click this button right here, and they can't submit the survey without answering that question. All right. So if you want to change the way that it looks and feels, you can click on the look and feel button right here. And you can change the way the next button looks on there. You can add a progress bar within the text to let them know how far they are from finishing the survey. You can change the font of all of your questions like that. You can change the colors for backgrounds, the color of the font. just make it look a little bit different than a generic basic PowerPoint or survey. All right, so once you've created a survey, what you can do is just go ahead and launch the survey. And then it'll just ask you to activate your survey to collect responses, and you just click on that. All right, and so right here it posts a link for you to actually access the survey. You can either use the email function and email it out to a list in your contacts. You can go through your email history, like your recent one, send it out to them, and you can also use social media to send out the survey as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a survey that I have recently.
Figures are pretty intuitive, right? You can easily understand when you see the interface. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to pull up one that I created for another class, just to kind of show you. All right, so this is the actual surveys. What we were doing is a survey for Nutri-Grain and trying to find out how often consumers purchase cereal bars. So just had some questions in here like how often do you purchase the cereal bars? Here was the ranking one, rank in the order of preference. Have you ever purchased a Nutri-Grain cereal bar? How would you rate Nutri-Grain on the following 1 to 10? And so you can see kind of different questions used in this. So if you want to view the reports to kind of see what everyone has said, you can go to view results, and then it'll show all the individual responses of everyone that's taken the survey. So if you wanted to look just at them individually, we could click on the first person who took the survey. So once a month is how often they purchase breakfast cereal bars. They ranked Fiber One the highest in preferred brand. They have purchased Nutri-Grain, and just the following. So you can look at each individual one if you'd like. But if you want to look at it as a whole, you can go to the view reports, and then you can just run an initial report. And this will kind of give a breakdown of each question. So out of 84 respondents, the majority of them were 31% purchased breakfast cereal bars once or less a month. And it just kind of gives you all the stats for that. Just click the next page to go over to the next question. So out of here, it said rank the following brands in order of preference, the most preferred brand at number 1. So Nutri-Grain had 20 first place votes and 25 second place votes, and then Nature Valley had 26 first place and 21 second place votes. So you can kind of see that Nutri-Grain and Nature Valley were the more popular or most preferred brands. This just shows, 87% of respondents have purchased Nutri-Grain cereal bars before. And then this gives you ratings. So what's good about this one, so when they were rating from 1 to 10 on taste, price, nutrition, and variety of flavors, you can see what the minimum value for each one is and the max. And then it'll also list the average. So out of 75 responses, taste was perceived to be a 7.55 out of 10. Sorry, hurry up. Okay. All right, but that's basically it for an overview of how to view different reports. You can go and just see what each person does. You can do cross tabulations, which will pull up a bunch of tables, but that actually takes quite a bit of time, so I'll skip that one. But you can download the data, put it into an Excel spreadsheet, and that's basically it.